Welcome back to Operation Pixel.
We're plowing our way up the mountain.
Up to the Ariat Plateau.
Yep. We're coming up to a certain interesting part.
Mm-hmm. Alright, it's where all the cool people hang out.
Oh yeah. All the cool people are always at the top of the mountain.
Especially when that mountain is housing super magical artifacts.
Sweet loot.
Yeah, and sweet loot.
And good experience.
Can't complain.
Yep. Yeah, there's the amount of like immune to physicals you run into, like especially in hell difficulty, like it's all the ghosts. Like that's the one kind of enemy that everyone plays a melee character hates in hell, just because all the ghosts have the immune to physical, and you know, like immune to fire, immune to coal, or whatever. I mean, yeah, it sucks as a sorceress, but it's darn immune to physicals.
Yeah, shut down basically all us melee people.
The Minotaurs too. I mean, we haven't seen any of them here yet, but
Oh, right, those guys probably be later if we see them at all.
yeah.
Like Diablo 1, I think the enemies in this are fairly random.
Yeah. At least, I mean, like, you run into a lot of the same ones, but especially, like, in the, I mean, it's interesting because when you get to the later difficulties, like, especially, like, the World Stone Keep and, like, even, like, here in just, like, the, you know, plateau or whatever, you know, it's, spoilers, sorry. I guess you guys will see that coming up soon. The enemies, you know, are like just like rehashing, like, you know, everything you've run into, like through all the previous acts. You know, you'll randomly run into, like, you know, flayers and, you know, like the corrupt rogues and, you know, like just like, you know, skeletons all over the place. And
I feel like part of that might be just like, I mean, like a lot of games, right? It feels like they kind of cheap out, right? And they reuse enemies to, like, you know, save time on actually doing graphics.
yeah.
But I feel like in Diablo 2's case, it feels like a more artistic choice, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, you're probably familiar with the hero's journey.
Mm.
And a lot of the hero's journey has to do with, like, returning to the beginning.
Yeah.
So I feel like they might have decided that, like, since, you know, once we get to, like, the very end of the whole game, they're like, remember where you came from, remember where you started? All those little, like, corrupt rogues you fought and other little dudes that don't mean anything now.
Yeah. I think the main reason
sort of
they
just remember all the good times.
Yeah, I think the main reason they did too was just to up the difficulty even more, because like some enemies in combination are really cheap. Yeah, like the soul glooms or whatever, the lightning ones. You know, those ones are incredibly annoying in Nightmare and Hell difficulty. So
Let's see. So I think our first goal here in the Ariat Plateau is to find a waypoint, right?
I think so. I think that's like the only thing we gotta do, and then we can go find the ice caves.
Alright, cool.
Spoilers, people. We're gonna be spoilers, people. There's an ice cave. You gotta go inside it.
Why'd you spoil that?
Also,
this guy's got amplified damage.
These guys,
That wasn't cool of him.
these little demons riding their siege monsters.
Mm-hmm. And they got all these portals here and stuff, but, like, we don't care about those. I think TJ mentioned them a couple episodes back about how, that's, essentially the portals to hell, where Bale's getting a lot of his armies from, probably.
Kind of like how you're saying, like, talking, I mean, in the sense of the whole cheapening out thing, it's like, instead of, like, you know, like, doing some fancy new graphic for a, you know, like a, you know, secondary type of, like, mini-map, you know, dungeon or whatever, they decide to reuse some of the hell.
Well, I feel like it makes sense thematically anyways. Like, where else do you think Bale would be getting troops from?
Exactly. It makes sense. And plus, it's cool because, I mean, I like the...
Yeah, like, aesthetically, Act 4 is pretty cool looking, so... I mean, it's not that big. So also a really short act in general, so...
An act I wish was a lot longer.
And even then, like, they're completely optional here. You basically just go in them if you feel like getting some extra EXP or extra loot. There's really not much purpose to go into them here.
Or just feel like going back to hear the sweet hell music.
Yeah, I guess you could have that reason too.
Just everything about Act 4 is that's part of the reason it's my favorite act. It's just pretty epic. Looks like we got a set ring there. Maybe it'll be a certain lifesteal ring.
Yeah, I think I already got one of those, don't I? Yeah, Cathan Seal.
Maybe it'll be another one.
That'd be sweet. I'd have so much lifesteal.
Nothing really more you can get for a melee character that be good on the ring, except for maybe like resists. But
where the heck is that waypoint?
It's got to be around here.
It's one of the most annoying things is when you search like through like basically an entire area and still never find it. It's not that many places it could be hiding.
No, it might even be down here at the bottom.
Could be. But that's why we're heading back that way.
Oh, nope, it's right here.
Awesome, on my way. Just ignoring all these people, 'cause it's just mindless violence at this point. There we go. Alright, yeah, next up is the Crystalline Passage, the Glacial Trail. So I guess we do have to progress a little farther first, huh?
Yes, we do. Well, I mean...
Unless the other quest is already in town. I don't know when it shows up.
The next quest pretty much shows up when you start going into the cave.
Ah. Alright then, to the caves!
The ice caves we go.
Ah, jeez. It's a long run back.
Ice caves are kind of interesting, too. I mean...
Yeah, sure.
Thematically, I mean, just like with all the stuff you've seen in Diablo 2, like they've kind of got all their bases covered, and the Snowy Icy Act is really like kind of the last thing they don't cover. It's kind of nice to see this new environment.
Yep. It's a pretty cool act too, though. Just this whole like grand siege just goes on. So we smash our way through Bale's entire army.
It's kind of a departure from what you're used to in like the Diablo games too.
I guess it is a little bit, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like in the first few acts, you feel kind of like you're just adventuring and, you know, oh hey, there's the quest log. Okay, so we're looking for her in the Crystalline Passage. Okay, so that's around here.
Ice caves are pretty dangerous. You never know when they're gonna collapse on you.
Is that true? I haven't been to too many ice caves and I don't know much about them.
Yeah, ice caves, I mean, there's always kind of the inherent danger that, you know, just melting or other natural reasons.
Yeah, well, that'd be the main thing I'd be worried about is the fact that, like, they're created by water, and some of that water might still be running. And if any of it's still running, then, could be eroding.
Yeah.
And it's already slippery as crap, so... I can imagine ice caves would be dangerous.
Imagine, battling in here a bunch of demons and everything probably doesn't help.
Oh yeah, man, you'd want... Oh, hey, cool, the waypoint. You'd probably want to have, like, spiked shoes or something like that for grip.
Mm.
And even then, you probably wouldn't want to just, like, jog through here like we are. Because our characters are just running all over the place like we don't give a crap.
Can you imagine, like, a slip feature, like, you know, kind of like in...
Oh, dude, man. We'd be all over the place.
Or I guess a better comparison might be like Smash Bros, the infamous slip.
Yeah, I forget if that was in the new Smash Bros. I know it was in Brawl, and everybody hated it.
I think it was only in, yeah, it was in Brawl only, I think. Might have been in Melee, too. I can't remember.
No, it wasn't in Melee, otherwise people wouldn't have complained about it.
Yeah, that's right, it was just in Brawl. It was kind of a feature that nobody really liked.
I didn't play the new Smash Bros. A whole heck of a lot. I'm trying to remember...
I didn't, like, play it at all, really. I, like, barely played that one.
Yeah. I just don't remember if they removed slipping or not. It might still be in there. I don't think it is, though. I think they removed that. Probably because everybody hated it. It's just really annoying that occasionally your guy would be like, nope.
Smash Bros, you know, for me, the prime for my Smash Bros career was Melee.
Yeah, Melee was good.
Days. Mostly Melee, but...
here's the Frozen River.
I think Melee was probably everyone's favorite.
I don't know, man. Melee was really good. I won't argue with that. But I probably played Brawl the most.
In Brawl, Brawl was one I actually owned and
Yeah.
played the story of, and
Yeah, Brawl was kind of fun just because it had, like, that weird story mode. And, like, I didn't expect it to be good. It was actually better than I expected because it was, like, there's no way they could possibly make it good. So the fact that it wasn't, like, total garbage was pretty impressive.
oh yeah.
But, you know, it wasn't bad. And it was fun that you could play it co-op. So
Oh yeah.
I played through it with probably my brother and a couple friends. Different times. But I feel like the thing that I liked most about Brawl, or not like liked about it, probably the reason I played it the most, is just because Ark and his family played it a lot. And it was
Right.
just kind of like our go-to party game when we were all hanging out.
It's like the go-to party game, I think, for a lot of people.
I mean, of course, we could have played Melee or something. We just played Brawl. No specific reason. It was just that's the one we had.
Yeah. I also like Brawl because I got pretty good with Wolf.
Uh-huh.
I think that was Chris's favorite character too.
Uh-huh.
I think the one time I played with Chris, like we were both playing Wolf. I think he was the one that won the match, but I don't think I ever like had a. I don't think we ever really had too many one-on-one matches though.
Yeah, not too many.
But you know, it was really like a lot about the competition factor, but like it's mostly just good for the fun.
Yeah, I feel like the biggest problem is that with the group of people I played with, Ark especially is pretty competitive and likes to play. And he was pretty good at it with a couple of his characters, but he mainly played characters that just made me annoyed.
Mm-hmm.
Like, his main was probably Zero Suit Samus.
Yeah.
And he always complained that, like, in the magazines and stuff, she was considered a low-tier character. Because
Right.
he just made us look bad with her. And I mean, it's not like he made us look that bad. We sometimes won. But, like, I played Link a lot, and there was a lot of times where, like, I would swing my sword, and he would kick, and his foot was faster and longer than my sword. It's like, how is her leg longer than, like, a guy's arm and sword?
Those cartoon physics.
So that was really annoying, so...
Yeah.
Just because of how fast she was, it was really hard to, like, kind of keep up with anyone who was even slightly slower, which was basically everyone.
I just remember it was kind of funny because, like, I mean, like, yeah, in Brawl, I actually, consider myself, like, to be getting decently good with Wolf, but I just remember in Melee, like, the whole time, like, every time I was playing in Melee, like, I literally, like, built my playing career on that game just from just screwing around on Donkey Kong and having fun with
Right,
people.
yeah.
Like, I, like, literally was never taking it that serious, like,
Yeah, well, I feel like...
eventually got decent with him.
I feel like that was the thing to do, because like I was saying, is I was never, like, especially good at it. I was better than a lot of people, so it's not like I was bad at it.
But you didn't, like, but you wouldn't, like, consider yourself, like, a great player or anything?
Yeah. I was good enough that I could annoy people, in the sense that I was difficult to kill, and, you know, they're like, why aren't you dead yet? Where I gave them a hard time, but, like, I was never good enough to, like, you know... like, essentially with 4 of us playing, right? With, Ark and his brother and sister.
I don't think any of us were, like, so good that we would, like, consider joining, like, a national tournament
Oh,
or
no,
something.
of course not. Even, like, local tournaments, I'd probably just do, like, average at best.
Yeah.
People who take the game seriously would definitely trash me.
I could see Mike J joining maybe, like, a tournament, like, for Melee if he was, like, playing Falco, but, you know. I mean, it's, like, that's the thing, like, with, games and online and just, like, competition, whatever, it's like, you always might think you might be that good, but in reality, there's almost always someone who's better than you.
Oh no, Neelathok did this to you. Okay, well,
Poor girl. I guess we'll have to.
there's a town portal.
I guess we'll have to go save her.
This is really easy, though. We just talked to this lady, and then she's like, here, have a potion, and then we just went back in here, and we're like, there you go.
Interesting thing to note about these enemies is they come back.
Yeah, these zombie guys, they get up sometimes. So that's fun. Get that portal you. There we go. And with that quest complete, it's time for next time on Operation Pixel.